Days after the RBI Deputy Viraz Acharya raised an alarm warning of catastrophic results if the autonomy of the central bank is undermined. The crucial RBI board meeting to iron out their differences has now begun. The meeting will look into setting up of a committee to work out the appropriate capital levels for RBI. The RBI's discretionary powers on prompt corrective action, stricter capital adequacy norms, special window for non-banking financial companies and more relaxation for micro, small and medium enterprises. Remember, the meet comes only days after Prime Minister Narendra Modi met RBI Governor Rajeev Patel and coaxed him to accept most of the centre's demands. The visuals on your screen are from the Reserve Bank of India, Mumbai, while the battle lines are drawn with the centre claiming that the RBI should not throttle credit and liquidity supply. The pressure is on the RBI to soften its alleged rigid stance. All right, let me go across to, in fact, Rajeev Dubey, Managing Editor, Business India Today Group. Rajeev, economics for most people is very complex, but this fight is very interesting, being used politically against the government as well. What is the genesis and what today are they expecting to do with this entire drama going on?
So there are many issues between RBI and government today, but the three are the most contentious. The biggest of them is how much liquidity should be there in the system. The RBI believes that there is adequate liquidity in the system. SBI, for instance, has put out a report which says that the liquidity in the system is short by almost 90,000 crore. Government also believes that the liquidity in the system is short by about 1 lakh crore and slightly more. So that's the most contentious issue. The second biggest issue is about prompt corrective action. What has happened because of RBI's circular on prompt corrective action on these 11 banks? These banks are not able to lend. As a result, it's creating, spiral effect in the economy, especially for small and medium enterprises and non-bank finance companies. These banks account for almost 1/3 of the total, lending by the system. So it's a big impact as far as the lending is concerned. RBI thinks that this is a crisis of confidence as far as lending and taking loans is concerned.
Yes.
It doesn't believe it's happening because of prompt corrective action. So there is a disagreement there. The third biggest issue is about how much money should RBI have as reserves with itself. The government believes that global average is about 15–16% of total assets. RBI today has 27% of total assets as reserves, which is almost just short of 10 lakh crore. So the government thinks that about 1/3 of that can go to the government, can be transferred to the government in the form of dividend.
Rajeev, also very quickly, Rajeev Patel was seen as somebody was handpicked by the Modi government after the entire fiasco with Raghuram Rajan and after he went away. What has suddenly spurred this whole unprecedented situation? Certain articles which have never been used, they've been used. Very public spat of deputy director of RBI, deputy governors of the RBI, and certain secretaries in the government talking against each other.
So it has been brewing ever since demo. Ever since Nirav Modi's escape was blamed entirely on RBI. Demo's failure to execute demo was blamed on RBI. But it has accelerated from the beginning of this year when RBI issued these circulars on the non-performing assets.
Yes.
It said that anything above 90th day, 91st day, you have to declare it non-performing asset as far as the banks are concerned, and they have to provision for it.
Okay.
That's almost 50% of the provision of the. So that the government believes that RBI acted unilaterally.
Okay.
And after that, there has been a series of initiatives, including the tightening of prompt corrective action around these 11 banks, which the government believes RBI has done unilaterally.
Right.
So these are the kind of things that have been building up.